Play B for full retake, a flood defense over towards A with that teleport so that Camo can get back and quad fighting in mid. Have EDG been watching the tape?
Let's find out, we'll see. Don't shy away from it whatsoever. Instead, Kangkang's going to be going straight up through A Ram. Now, he's alone when this is happening, and the fight is kicking off into mid.
They have not watched the tape.
Yeah.
Simon was not ready for that. He's just out in mid with the spike.
Donated, yet still the right click in the hands of Kangkang, and he picks up the upgrade, but he's going to be cleaned up. This is what Team Liquid are good at. Comes down to that discipline. They've honed it, they've refined it. Still, openings could be found. It's a 2v3, and it's going to be a difficult one at that.
I mean, how on earth do you recover this spike? Chichu and Smoggy are going to have to take fights. At the same time, there's a bait and switch setup here as well. Kiko has been playing some incredible Valorant so far in EMEA kickoff, and if he fails, Camo's played in.
The micro plays that Team Liquid love to cook up on the fly are so good.
Last player standing.
It's what's really set them on that path, and it really begins here in Bangkok with a pistol round win.
Already at the beginning, I'm reminded of what Chichu was talking about in the press conference. The Chichu Nats romance.
Sure.
People are loving it. People are loving it. But what I got from the press conference was that Chichu was saying because he's such a fan of Nats, he's been watching all of the Team Liquid games. So he said, I know how their playstyle has shifted. I've watched all of their footage, and I think we need to play slowly to counter what Team Liquid is doing. I think that's accurate. Team Liquid love fighting on their defense side, and I think EDG need to find those moments to slow down the tempo. That pistol round was the exact opposite of what Chichu said. Kangkang went instantly up ramps and died. I mean, they died in mid.
Yeah. Some semblance of an idea, but Kama's going to be postured early off the angle. The all grouped up now, obviously. By the buy for them. Walls up. Kama a bit of spraying and praying. No reward though. Gets the info. TP to evacuate in case he needs it. There's going to be a flash into his face, just slightly turned, but no. Still lines it up. It's going to be a Prowler to supplement it, peeking out wide, but he's still going to play his life. And so, giving up the site, it'll be an open plant for EDG.
Spike planted.
We'll find out what I can do past this pointer here. Cheeky angle for Kangkang. Tucked up close and personal. Let's try and set up that as well, but the horn just reveals as well. Not quite anything to break it. Satchel, lay it down. Stuns right behind them. That's an attempt by EDG just to try and bail out one of their star players. It's going to be an inevitable round at that. Team Liquid up to 2.
Now we get to see whether Team Liquid have got a new bonus round idea. They ran a very similar pistol to the finals that they played in EMEA. Have they got a different bonus round idea? Kiko is only 2 away from getting his showstopper online. He's been able to get tons of kills early on. 4 of those, pick up some ult orbs, diffuses, that kind of stuff. Last defense bonus round that Team Liquid ran was an explosion out through B main. This time, it does look like a different setup. But with the propensity of Team Liquid to fight aggro on defense in rounds like this, I think EDG need to be cautious. Even if the threat in B main doesn't exist, you can see them 4 stacking outside B right now. They are not going to allow the same plan to hit.
It's going to be another one though. Oh my god, barely getting a handle onto the horns. There's a pull to supplement, and this guy is being chased now. Chomping at a bit to try and get a piece of him, and meanwhile, Kangkang's cracking open the opposite side of the site. Kiko does isolate a fight with Chichu going down, but still Kangkang will not be stopped. It's relentless here in the opposing section of the map. He gets that plant down, cracks open the site for them.
If Camo had just played that a little slower instead of trying to go in through the smoke, Team Liquid would not have been in a bad spot. But now, player disadvantage, weaponry disadvantage, tough to convert a position like this. They're just looking to do damage to EDG. Having said that, Kiko just got the ult online.
Yeah, and that's also a critical kill of that. It's going to be catching mid-lurk, and already you can see it, the ult, the threat of it, already pushing out and pulling out some of that util. Kangkang tucked up top rafters, nobody swinging for this guy, and it's all dealt with. 2 surviving.
And that's an enormous round from Kangkang. He really makes that work for EDG. The entry that we didn't get to see over towards the B side takes down the side anchor, that Astra. And also, let's dial it back. Let's talk about prep. EDG got completely caught by the same pistol round, but they were ready for the bonus round idea. 4 players waiting outside B main. They just weren't ready for the fact it was happening on the opposite side. The A push.
One enemy.
And it's Kangkang that comes out with the goods, as he's so often gonna do.
Nice. Despite the fact that only 2 players survived of EDG, they pull out the showstopper in that round. It's not a bad one for them. We are already in the following round 4 here. And guns across the board. It's a bit of the action. There was that conditioning with the salvos, a bit of fault line into B main from what I could see. Just to get EDG into position.
Yeah, and that makes it does make it more difficult for Team Liquid to fight over this B area. And their comp is actually not very good when they're forced to play passive positions as they are currently. Liquid are going to want to try to take timings. They're going to want to try to push through smokes, contact in. It's EDG's job to control the pace of this game and then allow their overwhelming utility to come through good on the executes.
Deep Prowler used on the other section of A. Team Liquid just trying to clean up the unknowns across the map. There's only one player left to stand here. Kamek is going to be tested into this spot and position. He's got some help from on high. People are going to be joining him, and what a beautiful shot that is. Easily dismisses it, but EDG are not to be trifled with. They're going to be running them down up onto the site, and well, just walking straight into the sightlines. Nats makes a decent go of it. That is flicky. We need more than that at this point with EDG playing like this. Nobody, a 4-piece to finish off the 4th round.
And that shows you that even when Kong Kong is going to get taken down in some of these entries, EDG have that second wave follow-up. It was this flash push through. Reach util from Simon, empowering Smoggy and Nobody to get into the B site. They didn't need Kong Kong to make the space. They still were keeping util in reserve. Great shots hit, and Team Liquid now, after a successful pistol, that's all they've written so far. Back down on an eco.
Seen a pull.
Kiko obviously decided to invest his a little earlier on to see if he could secure the bonus round. But now we're starting to get up to everybody else's cycle. So looking towards Nobody, looking towards Camo as well, to potentially be a bit of a playmaker.
Time to take risks if you are Team Liquid.
I think the entire defense, they've got to take risks.
Yeah.
This composition is not comfortable playing slow rounds at the start. And one of the big reasons for that, as Camo goes to try to take a risk, is Camo's gate crash. It's got a 30-second expiry date on it. And once that's dissipated, you don't have the ability to reinforce the other side. So you want to try to get things going in the first 30 seconds, force EDG to make fast reactions rather than slow the pace down.
EDG can't quite find the options they were looking for, I guess, into mid, but with Nobody picking off towards A, that's where they're setting their sights at the 50 seconds mark. It's important that you don't end up running the clock against yourselves.
And they have historically struggled on anti-ecos, but I don't see the resistance here.
No. Just one player's paddy with a shorty in hand. I mean, we've seen some ridiculous stuff with this gun, but don't think in this scenario it's going to be paying off too much, unless... No, not quite.
Shorty versus Outlaw.
Unless, I mean, Kang, does he expect it? Wait a second! How the hell is he getting away with that? He might as well the skin of his teeth.
This might have all distracted for Nats coming around on the flank, you know. No Sentinel.
Yeah.
Defense pushes like this, they've got to be watched, and Smoggy's got eyes.
Plan is down in the midst of all of this. But Smoggy, very aware. All avenues accounted for, apart from Kiko's actually done, what was that, 140 as well,
yeah,
on top of that?
145 as well.
Oh my god. Yeah, Smoggy's dropped down. Damage definitely being done, but the time is ticking. Chances to win the round, dwindling still. This is sharp by Kiko, man. Doesn't matter, it's the eco, he's doing damage and more. Him and Kamek side by side. The rifle picked up, but we'll be able to keep it into the next. EDG, keep two of their guns at least.
It's good signs for Liquid that somebody like Kiko, who has been instrumental to them getting here in the first place, is still performing. I mean, he is hitting shots. He's looking super sharp here. Wanted desperately to make it at Masters Bangkok, but his own personal reasons to do so as well. His family, I believe on his mother's side is Thai, so he's been here quite a lot in the past. So he's obviously going to want to perform when it comes to an event like this too.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he's also half Canadian. Maybe he's going to pop off for Masters Toronto too.
We'll see. Camo's got the op though in the hands, and he's got plenty of targets to choose from, especially when no one deals with that bloody eye on high. TP's back with a gate crash. Safer position. Can't quite dodge the flash in time. Ramp control going to be gained here for EDG, but the issue is what you do after that point.
Somebody's got to be in charge of breaking that haunt. Can't be allowing that. Paditek almost always plays A at the start of these rounds. It has to be something that EDG are aware of. They've course, you don't know where Camo is at this point. He could have easily teleported away and be set up on a different part of the map.
Yeah, it's a trouble. Dealing with the Euro. Pesky.
Toxins going up.
EDG actually have a free path all the way through mid if they wanted to go there.
Choose to take it. Double drop down into vents.
But it's not easy to hit B. You've lost B main control. Nats and Kamek are going to hold on to that till the ends of the earth.
Yeah, this is really quite struggling, I think, isn't it? Team Liquid primed and ready, I think, to dissuade and push back any sort of attempt onto the B site. And EDG, oh dear. I'm seeing melons, man. This is a time issue potentially occurring.
30 seconds left.
Made a bit of noise in cutting it just at the 30 seconds mark.
And they baited Kiko into B heaven, so now this A site is a little weaker.
It's Paddy that's going to be tested, challenged. A shot missed, going wide. Camo does have the dimensional drift. That's going to give him all the information he can work with, but Paddy cannot really help. He's not much longer, but his wall still stunned. Hits that. Trade inside, kick off to the side. Plenty more targets where that came from. Simon has to stick that plant down so they get that extension, but it's a 2v4 at that. In through the corner, Kiko is taking names and ripping off heads at this point. Too much to overcome for Kangkang. That's 3 in a round, man. Kiko is just on one. He's already earned himself up to another showstopper.
He looks spectacular. How was the Haunt not getting broken at the start there? It felt like with nobody
Seconds left.
dying at the beginning of the round, they were lacking a little bit of their execute power. They won't be worried about it next time. They have the Rolling Thunder. Simon got that off his death. Or got it right as he died, I should say. Now you're worried about the operator, you're worried about Showstopper being used by Kiko, and the fact that Kiko is 11-3 to begin with should send shivers down your spine. I think EDG are approaching this well from a macro point of view. They just tripped up a little bit there in round 6.
Time to jump.
Plenty of ults built up in the war chest over EDG if they want to make a go of things over towards
Find you.
B at least. See that the Haunt is dealt with. They're taking it slow to begin with.
A fake teleport over towards B main. Should make Kamek a little scared that they've taken this control, but still pretty bold. Getting decent info for the rest of the team.
The control given up. Oh my, Chichu. Cheeky with a peek, but it's a head ripped clean off, and here's that showstopper. Earned up, primed and ready. He's going to be running out. What is that?
That's unbelievable!
Ludicrous stuff from Kangkang. Pulling that one out, it's our opening game, man. You got to hold some of it back still, Nats. Tucked up, ratty position at that, but he's traded nevertheless. And here's where the fight really kicks off, straight through mid. There's going to be another kill found with Kamek. Can't quite find it. Camo off to the side as well, and he finds that stray shot. Slightest of angles to work with, and Simon is left alone. Back against the wall. 2 targets to deal with. Knows the rough positioning. Heads on a bloody swivel. And not enough to dismiss Paddy, not from that high ground.
What crazy impact from Camo in this round with the operator. The fact that EDG are trying to play slowly, and then Team Liquid have gone, all right, we're going to adjust, we're going to add the op into the equation, and suddenly it's so much more difficult. Yeah, we've got to see the replay of this. Oh, that is one of those filthy shots! The fact they don't win the round after that is actually a disaster.
I don't even want to talk about the round they just lost, bro. I want to talk about that show a little bit more. Oh my goodness.
EDG have just called a timeout.
Nice. The way I just died, crazy.
So legit. So
that.
legit.
EDG can think they've spotted him out in his position, but he can be on the other side of it in a blink of an eye.
Look at him here, for example. I mean, they've actually swapped the operator around, so Kiko's got it up here.
And this is a lot of presence. I mean, emphasis being placed by EDG up towards ramp, but that spam. Again, instinct at its core. Forced to really dash away from the fray.
Kamek re-clearing over towards B. This has got to end A.
I'll take it in that direction here. There's going to be Paranoia sweeping forwards up towards Heaven as well. There's going to be a bit of safety ground for EDG. With passage into the side as well. Even plant that is possible for Heaven here, but Team Liquid looking to try and take this one, and potentially with the flood. That's a flash around the corner. Kangkang dropped single digits. 1 HP at that, but potentially all he needs.
They know where the danger player is.
Yeah.
They just don't have utility to be able to flush him out properly.
Players corralled onto the side. EDG, they win out that critical fight though, out towards elbow. Paddy gone. Maybe they can try and fight their way past. Time is ticking here. This operator in the hands of Kiko is really slowing them down to a degree as well. And now you're seeing it. The peak's coming out. Smoggy tries to take that fight, but surely the openings are done and dusted. Kiko just trying to save this operator. Trying to keep it into the next. It's a round one. The goal is damage for Team Liquid.
And I'd say they achieved their goal there. Everybody on EDG falling. The score up to 4 each. But EDG's economy is going to be in a bit of a rough spot. They're definitely primed to get ecoed again here. They're going to have enough to be able to buy for this one. But if Team Liquid can come out with a big strategy, admittedly, well, they've got time to think about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Take a look at how this one went down, though. Paddy, does he spot something? Just a glimmer, perhaps, but often people are going to be going for that kind of spam lineup based off the wall timing as well. So as Chichu puts up the wall, you spam that kind of angle, really likely to be able to get damage, if not a kill out of that spot. But yeah, this time, swapping the operator over to Kiko's hands did not get the... Could have tried to salvage some kind of force together here, but it's only Nats who's decided to force a rifle full armor. So Team Liquid's job is to try to do as much damage as possible to the EDG economy, keep it honest. And they're going for that fight over towards mid, same as their pistol round setup.
Where's that trade? I mean, Team Liquid, the discipline has been honed and refined over the course of their running kickoff. Not the same team for the opening games.
Paddytek's going walkabouts over here as well. Chishu's super disciplined, holding a really, really passive spot. I think Chishu could even walk forwards a little here because you know that early round they were fighting mid.
This is the Team Liquid classic, isn't it? Eco round, pack mentality, try and group up and take these fights together with them. Still, it's that equivalent exchange when it comes to it, and Nats is just taking off heads.
This was the forced rifle that Nats went for, down to only 100 credits, had to make something happen with it, and now they've got themselves into an advantage spot.
Exactly.
2 rifles versus 2 rifles, and Patty's there just holding down A.
It trips up even the best of teams.
The timings that Team Liquid take and how proactive they are on the defense, you can see that EDG are set up to try to handle it.
And a call made by Team Liquid as well to give up map control, so making sure that they hold really far back. I mean, the battle line's being drawn all the way.
I'm not sure about this one, because if you allow Chishu to get into position where they can plant and pit, that is going to be tough.
Oh, Nats. Will he spot the head? Silhouette's waiting. It's a fight taken out through spawn, and the crosshair placement is immaculate. I mean, that's a round where, I mean, they're barely investing in Team Liquid. They steal it away.
Couldn't find a better round there, Team Liquid. They've completely crushed EDG's economy. That's going to be a heartbreaker. EDG have just come off the back of a technical timeout. They're like, all right, this is our chance to get the momentum back into the game. We've got ourselves an anti-eco, and once more these EDG anti-ecos trip them up. Even in their successful run at Champions, they were losing a lot of these. They have to do better if they want to be able to close out halves like this.
Who's on the other foot for EDG? They do have the knives to work with, though. Bangkok's going to be happy with that. See if he can make it go over towards heaven. That's going to be Salvo's fault line. Everything can be committed. Nats, you're in the danger zone, son. Plenty of targets, but he's going to be swarmed and overcome still. Bit of help maybe occurring. Paddytek is quick with it. Reinforcements have arrived. Mowing them all their way down, man. Mid-controlled. And it's chill, it's cool, it's easy if you're Team Liquid at this point. You're running away with a half.
They certainly are. There's only a couple, I mean, it might not have been a bit chill there. Look at this situation as well. Kiko holding such a passive spot just with the shorty. Counters Kang, the star player with Bladestorm in hand. 2 rounds left in the half, and like you said, Team Liquid, they are poised to run away with things here. They're getting so close to big ultimates.
Beautiful, good job.
EDG holding outside B main, looking for an early round push. That isn't going to come. They caught Kamek every once in a while over here towards B, and he is in a really aggressive spot. He's got a recall star to try to get out.
Hard reliance on his team to hold on to B heaven control, but EDG are grouped up, looking for a fight. Wait a second, they spotted it, just a shoulder. Oh my.
He goes back into the same...
There's no way. Steps forwards. Wants to take the fight straight to them. What a challenge from Kamek! And it's 2 taken away. EDG, what a bite from the round. Removed just as easily as that. The spike dropped down at their feet. EDG left reeling.
Another situation where Chichu could possibly get a pit down and maybe win things. He's going to pit at the same time as Smoggy plants. If there was anybody close, maybe that would be dangerous, but EDG have gotten away with it. Now can they win?
TP disengaged, backs himself away to pit. Does allow Team Liquid options. At least get themselves into a site and position for the retake. Still difficult in itself to deal with. Prowler committed. Horns alongside it. Sees. Dumping the util. Now it comes down to Stray. Spam kill's going to be found as well with the highlights occurring. Chichu takes back Fate. Takes back control of the round. Side by side, him and Smoggy. Could have got dicey.
They had to find the right timings there, and Paddy was doing what he could to try to flush out and get them info inside the pit. But that is a desperately needed round. They had two very similar situations. Chichu's pit was able to come out good in at least one of them.
One enemy remaining.
Considering how important some of these rounds have been that went the way of Liquid, a 6-6 half here I think is a win for EDG, even though you would normally expect Team Liquid's attack side to be better than their defense with this comp.
Bring them down.
Straight back into it. It's an outlaw in the hands of Camo.
Yeah, he's pushing up.
Yeah, 3 players with half armor. Meanwhile, mid take by EDG. Bit of util with the salvos. Quick dash by Kong Kong. It's going to be granted that space. Paddy's got a hell of a task.
Bring them
Got
down.
to be careful in this spot. Almost a 6th sense, I think, for the danger zone there, because he's already pushed his way back. EDG looking for a bit of a play.
Kiko has ult.
To be heaven, and here's that ult comes into effect. As you were saying, Fuse is going to be burning down just to cinders, and he's forced to just pre-aim it off into the corner. EDG, an opening. Paddy falls, still that's a nade, it rebounds. Brings down nobody, straight to his knees. Mad dash now in a scramble up towards the A site. Potentially, they're calling for a bit of a pause here. 45 seconds left.
They can go for a pause, and Kankan might even realize that B Heaven is open.
Camo! He's right there, ready and waiting, and a dimensional drift as well to escape if he chooses to use it. He's going to be able to get that information. 35 seconds.
They're going B,
Where
but
are you
Kamek's
going?
there! Kamek's there!
Straight into mid. He might be able to find this one. It's an easy target, potentially yet. That's a spike on down into mid. Meanwhile, Chichu up through the guns, trying to find it up through heaven. This is chaos. This is anarchy. But EDG, they thrive in it. They were molded in it.
They know that Kamek's here.
And Kamek has got a lot to do as the playmaker. No way, man! Down to the 1v1 somehow. It's EDG up to 6. They bring it even.
Switching
That is a ridiculously chaotic way to end the attack half from EDG. Kankan became the lurker there, finding space in B Heaven. Kamek had pushed out all the way through B main. But now we're going into Team Liquid's favored half. I think they're still in a good position to win.
Yeah, we'll find out, won't we, on the other side of this. Don't go anywhere. Plenty more action coming up.
Had it with your old phone.
Anytime they have Ray's ult, anytime they have Yoru ult in particular. And Nats was running some outrageously good fakes last time we watched him play on
bring
Split.
them down.
This is a different pistol setup for them, making it feel like they're putting pressure over towards mid.
Poison's off.
It's a nice orb lineup that we've seen from teams before, designed to cut off information from the defenders, and Team Liquid are hoping that it pulls people into mid.
Exploration, though, going on by EDG. They push all the way out through B main, and now, with that util being used, got a bit of a feel for the round here. Now it's going to be landing over towards A. Util going to be expended just to try and keep Team Liquid out of it, but an open site given up and granted. EDG going to be happy with heavy control. Let's see how good their retake is.
Team Liquid don't have any util to go for post-plant aggression here, but they have to. Nats might even get caught in sewers.
Yeah, they're going for the deep fight out towards screens with Simon falling. It's a critical kill at that. Nats as well. He's getting away with murder. Still alive, but surely should be falling. And yes, nobody hunts him down. It's precision at its core.
The fight in heaven.
The big wraparound, yeah, and this is where it's really important. Damage being done to multitudes of players. Still surviving into the tail end of things here, but it's a 2v2. Camo is low,
Last
but not
player
planted for them. That is a worldy of a shot. Camo with a wraparound, but now he's given up his position. Chichu half already. He's earned himself the outs, and shots are rattled, fired off. Camo TPing away. Chichu, he's sticking this one. It's down to the minor margins. And my God, sails away into the sunset with that. It's a pistol round into the second half for EDG.
So beautifully played there from Chishu. The shots he hit, the first half stick as well, realizing that Team Liquid weren't going to fully commit to getting him off it. And then, as soon as he hears the teleport away, reads Camo like a book. That is an amazing round to come out there from Chishu to get EDG into things again. I think they need everything they're going to get here on defense. Oh my God.
They certainly are. We're right back into it. Kong ordered that outlaw. Make it look like an operator even at the best of times. Here it is. Oh, attempt to try and push past that.
Down mid.
Orb will be punished.
So much decay damage going on there.
Yeah. Chichu doesn't look like he suspects that there's that camo tucked to the side, but Camo's also not really expecting it whatsoever. The lurk up, anticipated, so clean, flawless. Many ways to describe it.
It looks easy for EDG in this round, but that's because Chishu was able to kill 2 instantly. Once we start to get rifles up, and if the spam doesn't instantly kill onto Nats and Kiko, I think this orb from Nats is going to still find a lot of value. I think that we haven't yet seen EDG come up with a decent answer against this. Having said that, Nats not choosing to throw it this round by the look of things. He's going for the orb over towards ramp, looking to apply pressure on the A side of the map instead. And my eyes are on Kankan because he looks like he wants to take a fight.
There's potential for him to, oh my goodness, this is a deep push. He's not messing around.
There's also a potential fight over here over towards A.
Nats always in danger. That's going to be drone spotted. Fault line was ready. It was held primed just for that. And they're going to pounce.
Is there a reaction from Team Liquid?
Maybe up towards mid still. Kang is locked down the avenue. B main taken away. Team Liquid, they're going to be scrambling for options here.
One of the reasons that I think Jet is a great pick for Kankan is because he can get the operator online more often, play on more conventional op angles for the Jet. And that's just so good against Team Liquid's contacty attack style.
Info gathered. Smoggy's willing to give them up a little bit of that space up towards A heaven. Some control from EDG. Out from spawn. Chichu.
Catch them.
Get away.
Find
Bulldog in hand because they know that they're putting the squeeze onto these Team Liquid players. The emphasis is going to be placed onto them.
It's also uncomfortable, though, for Nobody and Smoggy to play on A. They've got no control anywhere.
30
and
seconds
no
left.
reinforcements.
There's a challenge occurring out towards it. Now getting a bit of a run on and a bit of a move on. Nade at that. Rebounding towards the back. Kiko finds it. Bulldog in hand. Nobody. Short work. Made of camo up towards heaven. Snappy. Snappy. Kiko will attempt to make do with what he's given into the round, but it's absolute shreds. It's scraps. You've got 9 seconds left, and you are tiptoeing around the side, son. It's a bonus round converted here for EDG. Lights out so far in this half.
Yeah, they're looking so good. I mean, their game plan is working perfectly against Liquid. We know that Chishu has been watching the games, and listen, I'm sure a lot of the other players and coaches have as well in terms of prep here for Bangkok. But we didn't see as much of it in the first half. We definitely saw them play that slow control style, but it wasn't always coming up with the goods. Here, I mean, instantly in the bonus round, you're seeing the value. They found Nats, hunt him, get the pick, and those are still a round at least away.
We're into it once more. This is the beginning of fast B take through main. No pushback, it's an orb given up.
Just looking to get closer to those 2 ultimates I was talking about on Camo and Kiko. Camo already gets it for the next rifle round, no matter what.
Hold in mid. There's danger here for both teams, to be honest.
This looks like an adjustment for EDG, thinking that Team Liquid will recognize that mid is empty. They choose to fight it here. That means that they have to give up somewhere else, and you can see that Camo's working along with Nats and has got a lot of space over here on A.
Going wandering.
Not a normal pathing either.
Guns out for Smoggy, but it's a little bit too late for that. Beautiful shot. Takes him out.
Kamik's got to survive here.
Oh boy.
Okay, but now the spike. How is the spike going to cross?
That's what I mean. They've got to try and create openings here. Chichu can definitely suffocate them out of the side. They want to try and get themselves in. Drops it down. Sees avoided narrowly at that. Still Nats. Okay, I mean, the snake bite. That's the job.
30 seconds left.
Chichu into that uncomfortable position.
This is going to be another eco round win for Liquid.
25 seconds left, though. They do have to get a move on.
EDG are just struggling so much in these kind of situations.
Plan down.
Look at the positions. It's so difficult to retake this. You have no idea where Kiko is. Camo at any point can go and get info with his ult.
Too much to clear, but Simon and nobody. Well, util. I don't know how you use it. Sending out the salvos. Push players into unfortunate scenarios and positions potentially there with the aftershock in hand. Flash up and away. It's all dodged in time. Nats too clean and a thrifty
The MasterCard's Drifty once more coming through for Team Liquid. EDG have... There is a decent chance that we look back on this map, and rounds like this are the reason that EDG couldn't close it out. The gap is only 2 here. They're not in a comfortable lead. They can't be allowing Liquid avenues back into the game in spots like this. They took a gamble, though. They took a gamble that Team Liquid would be fighting mid, and it didn't pay off. And it was a beautiful lurk in through A. Kang now goes for the operator.
Still big options remaining for Team Liquid. Dimensional Drift was earned up just from prior. And Kang holds his nerve.
That's not Durka.
Holds the trigger finger, yet still slams the shot. And you're right, it's not Durka. No fakes occurring just yet, but we'll have to respect it with a Dimensional Drift. The hands of Camo, clears his way. Site is paved to that plant. Kiko going to be earning himself to that now. He's one step closer to the showstopper. If he gets himself a kill, retake is going to be incredibly difficult. Camo going walkabouts up towards stairs. You just don't expect it, but these awkward timings is where Team Liquid thrive. EDG going to try and pick up the pieces now and forge something better out of the round into the middle of it, but there's smokes in their face up towards heaven, and Camo still causing all sorts of difficulty. He hears it, the rumble, the footsteps! My God, man! He's ripping them to pieces, and Kang, knives in hands. You have to do more than slice and dice. You need a bloody miracle, but maybe he's the man for the job. Could potentially do it. Time ticking, though, getting away from him, and Camo knows it. Play to the win cons, doesn't even give him the fair fight. And doesn't even let him save the operator.
Kang's a miracle worker, but that was one step too far. Team Liquid, what a beautiful piece of post-plant aggression there. Working a 4v5 round, and Camo, they knew that he was in heaven, but because he's playing Yoru, they thought he'd reposition. And that's kind of just passive value that you're getting from running a Yoru in your composition. Camo's somewhere in B heaven, he gets a pick, and they don't fully clear through stairs, through B heaven, and then he ends up getting another 2 on the backstab. 2 rounds in a row now have just tossed this away from being in EDG's control.
And this is nobody's going to try and make a go of that one, but again, doubled up. The weaker buy of EDG, so they're going to take risks. And okay, Chichu, beacon, orb up. Doesn't choose to evacuate. Wants to press the advantage potentially. Looks like he wanted to try and maybe go forwards. No, it's backs away now, and it's all quiet by Team Liquid. Slow and steady. It's the game plan, and has been essentially almost their entire run in kickoff.
Yeah, and look at what they've done again. They found the same lurk timing here, where they get 2 players. Instead of going and following the Viper wall up ramp, they're making an adjustment for this match where they take the lurk into the site. They're recognizing that EDG are not running a hard anchor. There's no, Cypher or whatever that's anchoring over here towards elbow.
Yeah, he is very alone going for this play.
You are divided.
With the plan going down, Cosmic Divide in their face. He could do a lot from this spot, but he's got to deal a contest with these players off into the flank, and Kiko's just so hard to root out this guy. Ingrains himself towards main as well. He's going to be that backup policy with the ultimate in the back of his hands, but there's bodies and backs facing towards him. Kang up and around, and still flicky, but Kiko, man! What is that? An explosive opening. Kang with 3, down to that 1v1, and still, again, the time's going to be ticking and potentially getting away from him. He needs to find a player with Kamek. This man, he's a thief in the night.
Can't use that yet.
Can't get a handle on him.
Another one of those situations that looks so winnable for EDG, and yet Team Liquid come through in the clutch. In both of those spots, though, Liquid have had the advantage in the 1v1. It hasn't been clean. I mean, previous round, it was a 3v1 situation for Liquid, too. Kiko played this situation masterfully. Such a passive spot, and then comes back in with the showstopper, crushing this retake attempt. But now EDG have rifles in hand. Now we'll see what they're capable of doing. And they need to hold out against an A push that's currently coming through.
Team Liquid going for their ramp take. Standard stuff, because they've been watching the boards into the corner. That's going to be a clone. And still Satchel plays straight into the fray. Kang and Camo. You can't quite dismiss this guy. Not so easily.
That's an... Oh, here comes the retake.
Wait
so
a second.
fast.
Yeah, that's a flash. Go trying to flood attempt in here as they're trying to plant up for heaven. That's a pit. Lay it down and it makes it a bit more awkward. And Chichu, instinctual plays. Highlights will not help you there, Nats. The pit falls. It is planted for heaven. But Kamek in a 1v3 to tap, trying to root Kamek out. Smoke covering most of the fire, tapping away, but he needs a rifle spray to just go his way, and it's not going to happen. On round 19, EDG narrowly take the lead.
Two amazing adjustments there from EDG. One, they realized that Team Liquid were doing that lurk through the Viper wall into A. So they run two people hard anchoring the A site. Now, that's a good adjustment, but it doesn't work. They still lose the A site to this teleport from Camo, but the other adjustment was going for a fast retake. Instead of allowing Team Liquid to get set up for aggressive post-plant ideas, get the retake going immediately. They barely allowed the plant to go down.
The pace increase, sometimes it's what you need.
The money hasn't been stable this entire match for either team, by the way. Liquid are back down to another eco.
It's top of the right down. Oh my god, Camo's just been spotted. Pinged out, spamming away. Salmon's got to be careful of this particular spot here. I mean, he was called out by his teammate, yet still Camo gets the kill. How is he handling this? How is he doing this?
That's rough. He should be stepping back in that spot.
TP forwards. This is so damn fast. This is so damn fast. And no one's expecting Chichu, man. Caution to the wind at this point. Both of these teams are taking chunks out of each other.
It's going to be so difficult for Team Liquid to get this spike back. They don't have, you know, an ult for Camo, for example, that would make this much more doable.
Going walking. Camo's found Kang.
It's the contact plays. Camo just finds the right timing and wins the duel whenever he walks into someone.
It's added just so many absurdities into the rounds. Nobody finding Kamek. Camo up onto the ropes, but decapitated. 9-11.
And finally, EDG able to come out with the win in an anti-eco. And that one, it looked dangerous again. It looked
all
like
over the place, man.
It certainly had chances for Team Liquid to throw us another thrifty. They're hunting for Nats now, over towards the A lurk too. They know that they've been taking faster timings on A. Team Liquid are going for attack time out here. They want to adjust something. Because even though the gap is still really small between these two teams, the score 9-11. EDG are only 2 away from being able to take. He's going over the B main, which is, broadly speaking, where he's been playing the op in this game.
Team Liquid going to be forced in passive positions, at least at the beginning of these rounds.
Yeah, I think because they're worried about a set play coming out from the Armageddon. They think that there's going to be some kind of big crunch here with the Armageddon from nobody.
Yeah, with the fault line. Tejo, nightmare to deal with. Similar take. Kang was ready for the jump spot last time. We'll see if he can do it once more. Star recalled, players spotted, but that dash is going to be fading. There's no way you are committing. Flash connects. Is the barrel poking out? Will he be betrayed by it? What kind of targets is he working with here? TP into the back of the side. My god, this is all over the place. What is going on? What is going on, man? Kanga's not ready for it whatsoever. I mean, Camo was on an island.
Oh, Camo also didn't realize that the operator was pushed up that close until he took the shot. There was a prowler that left everything out there. Nats hunted, taken down. They've been good at removing this A-lurk, but the retake can't come through as quickly as in previous rounds. So now another opportunity for Kiko to go walkabouts in the post plant.
Yeah, okay. The time has been ticking as well. This plant was down. Rapid at that. Kiko was a fault line missing. Still Simon's there with a trade. Crouched up in place. Needs to do a bit more. Heaven no, not watched for. And Paddy is perfect onto these angles once more. Camo just absolutely dropping these EDG players, dismissing them, scattering them to the wind.
And just as we've been seeing this whole half so far, the adjustment that EDG made of fighting early angles and then getting fast retakes, if they'd been able to do that this round, maybe they would have had more of a chance. But this ended up regressing. They couldn't get the value out of Kang's operator.
Enemy remaining.
And they were also slower to deal with Nats, so they weren't there on the retake.
Oh, babe. Sorry.
Have you had enough of these anti-eco rounds? Because here comes another. The economy is broken here for EDG.
The same game plan.
They're pitting off the rip
into B when you don't have weaponry.
at the very beginning of the round.
It's interesting.
That is a heavy investment instead of using it in round 23 or round 24 to try to close out.
Toxins going up.
Hoping that they push Team Liquid through mid towards A, where a lot of the bodies are stacked up from EDG.
But the weaponry is terrible.
Yeah. Haunt, fake TP.
There's a massive trap here.
Oh boy. Yeah, there's tension in the air here. Kang! What an adjustment!
No mouse problems now.
Nope. Swiftly deals with that one. Forward line's going to be Howard. Simon, your body's sticking out, man. Oh my goodness, almost punished for it. Plays to be made. Team Liquid are going to be fast onto this one here, but that's going to be Rolling Thunder, committed, TP, evacuation, salvo at that, but Camo, he's deep into their spawn as players, and kills occurring all over the bloody place.
That's a crazy play from Camo. He's left it down to nobody, with no hope in hell. Camo teleported forwards through the breach ultimate and got a triple kill, delivering disaster to EDG, who committed multiple ultimates to this round. Goodbye Viper's Pit, goodbye Rolling Thunder, and you're about to be going into a rifle round. I mean, what is the decision there?
Nightmare scenario for EDG. As you said, you're going into the rifle round, you don't have the ults to work with. 11 to 11.
And it's not just that EDG used them here. It's that Liquid now have the Euro ult to increase the tempo, Showstopper to be able to push back EDG or to make post-plant aggressive kills. The game has now flipped again to the point where Team Liquid have a big advantage. They've got, I mean, look at this triple kill. Camo's been playing like a beast here on Split. The two duelist players for Liquid have 47 kills between them.
26 and 14, 21 and 17.
That's monstrous. And considering how well somebody like Kong has been playing on the other side of things, it's difficult to match.
Yeah. Those expected timings where you think, okay, I have free reign here, I can run a bit knife out. Team Liquid have a player in your face. All in though over towards A. No lurk wall in sight. Kind of spells it out openly. EDG, if they're going to try and take this one, but Kang forced to reveal his hand. On top of that with a dash. Push back and away.
Camo looked like he wanted to go aggressive there, but he has to go back, plant the spike first.
On sight, other than Camo. Liquid trying to make a go of things. This is going to be a showstopper. Committed, just spotting that player out, Chichu. No more. Be a playmaker into the round. Not for much longer here. There's chaos occurring at the same time. Kamik is on the other side of the bloody map. Armageddon trying to get the move on. Calling for the pause, kills to be occurring. I mean, that's just a peek through, and Kang just, he can't hit the shot.
There's no way.
Kamik's from behind.
Oh, the awareness!
Ticking. Yeah, he's got that awareness because these guys are just rats in the walls at this point. Liquid, they're everywhere. Diffuse occurring. Smoggy's got the smoke to obfuscate.
They missed! They missed!
Smoggy! Oh my!
It missed!
Are you joking? What are we watching?
Team Liquid, what a fumble!
That's my girl.
They were in complete control of that round. They had layers on layers. And somehow still a Red Bull clutch for EDG. The awareness is remarkable from Kong. And I thought when they killed Simon, maybe they think that's the diffuser.
One enemy remaining.
But the fact that the pull
misses.
Clutch.
I mean, how has that happened? Kamik looked like he was going to close the round.
Stolen the round away, and it puts EDG up to 12.
They've still got a terrible buy, by the way. Bulldog, Spectre, EDG are working with scraps.
Yeah, I mean, money does not come into the equation, I think. The amount of thrifties we're seeing, at least from Team Liquid side of things, but EDG are working with scraps, looking to get it done. They want to try and prevent this one from going to OT.
Cutting through.
Once more, Camo. He's been cheeky with his TP plays. This one, it's going to be spotted potentially. There's no way, Smoggy. There's no way. Flashed up, revealed, TP to evacuate. Camo straight in there on top of it. A bit of spam might just not go amiss here. I mean, nobody's trying to play up close and personal. Cuts it up onto the angle.
Can he get one in this spot?
Smoggy hard committed, but running wide and dropping down. Chichu's lucky to get away with even that. It's an open side for Team Liquid. Cracked it open wide. Chichu and Kong have got to do it all. Dash still available here for Kang, not even choosing to proc it. This guy walking out, but he's missed it. Oh, no way, he's just missed the corner! Trade there, it's instantaneous, but Chichu's only on 8 health, man. What can you do in this spot? And he doesn't want to know where any of these players are. 12 to 12 OT. Inevitable.
The manner in which we got here, though, unbelievable.
Overtime.
Economy finally stabilizes for both teams as they're granted the loan of 5,000. There's no moment where a team was stable. That's a ridiculous kill from nobody to open things up. But Liquid, on the round where they have the massive ult advantage, they somehow fumble it. And then on the round where they just had to go for a B pop, they get it done.
Fundamentally, Team Liquid are just playing so damn good. Players in position to trade themselves out, but as you mentioned, the money not going to be a factor at this point.
This is the same pistol round setup that we saw from Team Liquid. They did run it with rifles at one point in the half as well. Quad fight over mid, teleport to help Paddytech if it does come over towards A, play B, full retake.
Thrown off the guard onto the A site. Kang attack side operator. Now we avoided a Prowler, but still hits the flick. There's a trade in sight though as Paddy turns the favor.
That was so sneaky from Nats.
Putting his way right into there, still into the site. These players are going to try and push this one back. EDG.
Look at him looking for the
corralled
lurk.
into the corner, yeah.
Team Liquid are so heavy looking for the lurk.
So convinced, I think, that it's even occurring as well. But EDG's post plant's not the best. No players playing towards main or even off site. You've got to try and carve out the path to success here and now. Out to the side and wide as Chichu picks up that two-piece once more. And Smoggy forced to reposition. Kills flooding in. Up to 13. A one-round difference and match point again for EDG. Not that it's been doing these teams much good.
But this might be where we see the experience difference between these two squads. I think we just heard, right before this round went live, there's a segment from the Team Liquid comms where they were saying we should have won this game already. And I think it's reasonable for both teams to think that, because there's been wild plays, thrifties on either side.
Some of these rounds are just coming down to who sees who first. Can Camo's TP not get spotted?
But this guy, Shishu, also came up huge there in the post plan.
We're not going to be slowing down. Round 26 here.
Kangkang's got the operator, but he's swapped it around, so instead of holding B main, he's now over towards ramp, looking for Nats. And EDG going for a rare fight towards mid, although now they give it up.
Snakebite layer down, but this
Smoggy's
is all
in.
just avoided. It's an off angle by Smoggy.
He dodged the Prowler, what an immense play.
It's created an opening. It's all about making sure that you can not bleed away too many more players at this point here. The salvos are good, but there's a pocket to play in. Nobody not aware of that fact. Still, Horn a little bit too deep. Smoggy still alive, still kicking. Spam is the name of the game. Shadowtech just trying to draw attention, I think, for the Heaven players to lurk their way up themselves. It's all contact plays here from Liquid. That's the name of the game. It's the philosophy. Got them this far. Might just drag them. Another section of OT. See though, 4 versus 4, and it's all calm until it's not. Players not watched for, down and towards hell, but up on towards heaven, and the trades in sight. Kills exchanged. Spike is dropped down into the middle of nowhere.
They lost the spike on top of rafters.
Up onto heaven, and Kang there's a prime opportunity.
Kiko's too good for it. Shuts it down before it began. And what a call there from Nats to have his whole team contact not just up to the point where you would execute, but they literally walked into rafters on B. Even after they got this pick onto Smoggy, look at them walking fully out here. Kamek taking all of the space, making it really uncomfortable for EDG to know the timings. They kept their composure.
They really did. Paddytech, the one-man army as well. All that pressure he's applying, just spamming through the smokes.
Yeah, they do mix up Paddytech a lot. So some EG holding super heavy around B main. They know from watching the VODs that this is an area that Team Liquid can fight very hard over. So this stun might not go through right off the rib, might be based off contact, but the point is control.
Simon holds it back. There's no signs of life from Team Liquid there, but when are you ever going to get that with the amount that they're contacting around the map?
B with Team Liquid setup is played pretty much full retake. This is the first time where we've seen EDG find this opening.
Right past the pull, flash in through the back. There's a nade from Heaven. It's going to be preventing the walkout. And Nico, he's right in there. Yep, flood attempt. Caught for Team Liquid. They sense it, they smell it. There's blood in the water. And as these players line up, the damage is done and more. Nobody makes a good go of it. 2 brought down, but eventually he will fall. And this is Liquid now with the lead.
That is disgusting. I thought, EDG thought they would be able to get the site there. There's nobody home. And yet Team Liquid make the bold decision to just jump out into sight. Flashes, double duelists, getting through the smokes. entry in on the retake, flooded in through heaven. A beautiful round to put Team Liquid one away from winning on their map pick. As Kangkang hasn't quite been able to keep up with either of the duelists now over on Liquid.
Their fears
absurd.
betrayed them.
Over these teams gonna have to dig deep, I think. The Liquid, it's to pull it over the, not quite finish line, but at least get them over the hurdle of that first map.
And making it feel a little similar to their previous B-leaning default, Liquid. With a Prowler, and Chishu's going hunting for Paddy Tech.
Walking around here, oh my. Dash has to be expended just to try and get the hell out of there. Kills. Found at least. How the hell has Chichu got his way through there?
Yeah, he just walked through the smoke.
He's found that timing indeed. Kangkang!
What's that?
Here he is.
He's gone
Time
for
to show
another.
up and try to shut them up. Finding a multitude of kills. There might be more where that came from, but the counter spam goes both ways, son. Nats sends it flying straight back. Head spotted. Simon giving a slight haircut straight through the box there, but with Nats as low as he is. 2 versus 3. Limited in terms of chances, but you never know. Flash forwards, Kiko still lurking, contacting another flash as well, and a peek forwards almost with a reset of the aim. Chichu is their guiding light in that round.
Chishu and Kangkang will not allow it. 14-14 again, and Chishu gets up to 30 himself. Just talking about the fact that Kangkang hadn't quite kept up. I mean, look at this play. They know from the VOD footage that Paddy Tech loves going on that kind of lurk. He'll throw a Prowler in mid and then walk up really deep, tuck behind the box. We've seen him do it a lot in EMEA. And Chishu, he's been watching. He's seen these games before. Kangkang is going to pull out an attack side operator to try to push them onto another map point. And they're doing a slow crawl up to A.
Spotting the corner, they know that Paddy plays perched up onto heaven. It's a beautiful one at that. Pretty blocked by the drone, but I don't think they're going to be too worried about it. It's open access. An easy access at that, and that's what is his timing. You're seeking to take. It's a flash and a flood. An attempt at a play, but EDG are one step ahead. Players to the game plan. Kiko not slowing down though. Kamek out wide onto heaven once more. He's looking for bodies. He's hoping that EDG will just open themselves up. Kiko sailing sky high. Brought down like a clay pigeon. It's EDG now up to match, or at least map point.
It feels like we've played almost a full match here, doesn't it?
I know.
Round 30. Another opportunity for EDG. I think the read here is remarkably good for them. Ever since they took that tack time out and got an opportunity to talk to the coaches, EDG have been making really nice reads and hitting really good shots. Kangkang's going to pull out the operator again. He's been opping towards B main in every one of these rounds apart from one. And he goes over here once more.
See it.
The spike, though, is on the A lurkers, and Nats hasn't even committed his wall yet. This is super weird.
Paddy holding, lucky to be alive. There's damage done through the wall, but Chichu dropped down into mid.
Nobody!
Nobody!
Was that spam?
That
What was
is
that?
spam or something, I'm not too sure.
Is that because Nats didn't commit his wall?
And that's a spike drop down into the laps of these EDG players. This is it, surely. Hard to fumble from this point, but Team Liquid will look to dig deep. And again, back to old reliable, walking around, casual jaunts around the map, contact plays, creeping and crawling.
Simon's watching.
And Simon says, you might not pass this one. As a horns up into his face, and still Kiko, he just deals with it. Takes that guy out. Kangkang with the operator will have to just back himself away. They've got to know where these players are, but still Kamek, no way. Kamek, a body. What is going on?
We're never getting to map 2. Never mind the rest of the matches here at Masters.
It doesn't stop.
We missed some really crucial fights, and I don't blame the observers. What is going... I mean, why? I don't know. We're into really deep territory in this game. Nats must have thought, if I don't commit the wall, they won't think about the A flank. So he ends up going down and delivers nobody 2. And then 2 answered back in almost the same spot from Kamek. Flips the tables. And Lohan is happy about that. Round 31, score even.
Nice
And
one.
you can tell the teams are trying wild stuff at this point. They're just throwing it at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Exactly, the playbook ripped up.
I mean, I don't think that Nats has ever run that strat before, where he just doesn't put down the A wall. That's the kind of audible on the fly stuff. And EDG, they turn the pace down.
Taste of their own medicine here for Team Liquid. Going up through mid, a bit of presence shown for that one here. Team Liquid have given up a lot of space over towards the map.
Gate crash being thrown from Camo. This one's his second. Did not land where he wanted it to. That's not going to allow him the safety.
Team Liquid are offering up full mid control. No one holding to contest A ramp as well when that wall goes up, so there's a lot of unknowns for Team Liquid right now.
They had a hard read that this was going to be B. They stacked 3 players on B for the defense, and they also had Camo's gate crash over there at the start. So, and honestly, the read is good. I mean, look at it.
They got players in position. But a sour end to the round here for EDG, and that's a dash active, and that's going to be the go button. Signaled. Kankan moves forward, steps forward. Kiko dropped, and this guy has been a thorn into their sides, and that's taken care of. At this point, we've seen some miracle rounds from Team Liquid, but I think it's a hard ask for Camo and Paditech. Still going to make a go of it. You have to at the end of the day. Paddy.
One enemy remains.
His way around, though, but that's a bullet to the side of the head. And he's dropped dead. Chichu. Cold with it. Up to 16 for EDG.
At some point here, if EDG have this many map points, they've got to convert on one of them. The entry from Smoggy is great. And even though Team Liquid had people stacked here, had the right read, they didn't, I think, expect that lurk to be coming through, or not lurk, but the other side of the pinch. You know, from Team Liquid's perspective, I think they thought that was a B pop, and they weren't ready for the people up in B heaven. Kong is going to go for an operator. He changed his mind there with only 3 seconds left in the round.
This is all over the place.
They want to brawl in mid and close things out.
Prowler. Could be broken. Rifle spam.
They're hoping. Team Liquid are hoping that EDG walk down mid right now. Off the A ramp pressure.
Going up towards ramp though. Kang. Hold up. Plays in his face and a shorty at that. My God, Camo just turned him into mincemeat down towards the fence and a peek out wide. Chichu, if you got a little bit more, maybe, potentially. Can't quite get the third, but Smoggy by his side. Nats slices and cuts him up, and Simon, there was damage done. Weak as anything, Swift Breeze will bring him down, but a bullet does the job nevertheless. This is down to 2. Team Liquid, not to be denied, to drag it out just that bit much further.
So difficult for nobody. He has utterly no idea where these Team Liquid players are. They could be in any part of the map right now, apart from where he's recently cleared. Could he find a possible timing? Maybe if he'd continued through vents, but it's looking unlikely now. Nobody was an absolute star for EDG in the grand finals of China. He took that game and he decided to win it for them. If he could pull out a 1v2 here to take split, at this point it looks like it's going to take an enormous play, a miracle from one of the teams to put the other to bed. And it's Kamik and Nat's job to hold on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I know Pearl's an unfavorable map for both teams, but neither of them wants to play it at this point.
They decided not to give the plant to Nats there, who would have had Pit.
I think that goes to show, I think, that getting a bit flustered.
Well, at the same time, you don't want to get timinged by nobody. The chances of nobody winning a 1v2 in this spot, it arguably might even go up if there's a Pit.
Gives him ins and possibilities to get himself into the fight. That's bullets rattled and away. Back behind screens, and nobody does need a miracle at this point. Stun, rattled and away, 1 kill found. Needs that second one, but he's really just going to be guessing. Nats holds it down, out towards elbow, 16-16. Neither team wants to give this up.
An utterly ridiculous beginning to this tournament, and an utterly ridiculous beginning to this round as well. A really nice macro idea called from Nats, and Camo flies into the face of Kong to take him down at the beginning of the round. At some point here, Kong might start giving up on the operator, because while it's theoretically really good idea against what Team Liquid are doing, it's kind of making him less able to carry and win the rounds, I would say. Whereas maybe he might just be able to go walkabouts as Paddy and Camo are doing.
The walkabouts is going to be that refight attempt. Pushing Chichu back. They'll respect this one, and look at that TP all the way back over towards B.
This is the way that Team Liquid love their early rounds to go. A little piece of aggression and try to force you into the stack. Here, there's a 4-player stack on B if EDG try to react. But they're not taking the bait.
Flash forwards and a drone clears his way into vents. Kong no intention, though, of holding and taking that space. It's just the threat of it, but Team Liquid are giving this one up anyway.
Remember last time, even despite Team Liquid having a stack on B, EDG came up with the goods because they forgot about B Heaven. Nats was so focused on the pop coming out through B main, they didn't think of Heaven, and Kangkang is that lurker that could backstab.
Oh, this is going to get messy.
What an entry!
My God, nobody somehow finds that one. This is going to be it. Salvo's in the fault line, cuts it up, and dissects the site. Chances and opportunities, but Nats is still alive, but with the paranoia in your face, how much longer will you be kicking? They can't remove this guy. It's a thorn in their side and more. It's buying time and space for his team to get back in. Util expended, out through the smokes. The feed is filled in red, and we missed all of it. No shade to the observers, man. This is a mess.
It's the same strategy, roughly speaking, though, called again from nobody. It's working beautifully. It's a disguised B split. You make it feel like everybody's popping through B main, and you send somebody on the backstab, or send two people up through mid. This time it was Kangkang coming through Heaven that sealed the round up. But all of the brawling that happened on site, nobody coming alive. Chishu, he's been phenomenal for them. 35 kills, now the kill leader. And we're in with EDG at another map point.
I'd love to break some records for our opening game.
I mean, how many have they had at this point? I've lost track.
Ridiculous, man. It's just absurd. And there's already flashes into the face of Kangkang. Push back, forced to respect the Chichu sees, that connects into the corner, needs some help, needs some bailout, Camo, instant with the trade. Chichu lucky just to get the one, putting a squeeze now onto him, Kangkang's hot on the heels, and he does eat him up. Camo not long for the world, not long for the round, EDG. Is this it? Could this be the impetus? Just spotting barest of heads, Simon whips it around and it leaves it all down to Kamek.
That kill there has got to be the death blow. Simon having the awareness to swing round and take down the star of Team Liquid. He doesn't even get the plant, Kamek.
Boy.
He misses another 4 seconds. And the ambush is going to start to close in here. He has got to come up with a miracle.
Anchor Smoke opted in for.
Recovering it.
Just try and push them back. 1 star left remaining, and he needs to isolate these fights have more, but EDG are not going to give him those openings. There's discipline at its core, paranoia flushing him out wide. He's lucky that he didn't fall in the first time. Kangkang finally puts an end to it and puts him to rest and puts the map under their belt. Split goes their way. We're at 18.
For both of these teams, how good are they actually executing on it? So let's have a look at the pistol setup then. EDG looking to take some A control. Are they going to slow down after this?
Simon's horn just rebounded into his face.
Time to jump.
Push-up from Liquid on the other side of things. Nats and Camo both going walkabouts.
Yeah,
Getting active on the defense side is pretty good with this comp.
Team Liquid, it's not out of the ordinary from how they like to play. Question is, how much is Nats going to extend himself out?
Camo just escorted Nats into position and then teleported back.
Does a good job, I think, just getting rid of the drone. Nats is going to be...
This is a weird pathing, actually.
Yes,
because you've got to expect the wall to be here. It's the most standard position for it. So he's giving it away and now deciding to go all the way around. What's he up to?
Yep, up top, onto the high ground. Paddy, not enough bullets in the chamber to really do the job. Give him the business. Still, Kiko through the back of the site. Ghost in hand.
And now they're going to make the pivot. This is a right call from EDG. The wall got triggered over towards A main. You don't have A main control. You don't have a good entry into the site. It's time to call it quits and go back over to B. Yep. Team Liquid have got themselves a nice advantage here, though, even though they're going to be playing retake.
See what EDG opted for. Let's plant out. It's a weird spot at that.
Spike planted.
A few positions to play from, but what risks are going to be taken? Oh my, jump spot almost punished, not quite, backing away into halls now, and everybody retreating. Ingrained positions here for the EDG players. Going to see if they can do some damage and rip off a few heads, but it's all Team Liquid so far. Get them a move on. This is a rapid play at that. Plenty of bodies ready to meet them, but Chichu he's got to do a bit more with that, and he's dropped down to just 10 HP. Surely too much for him to overcome, and that's bullets all it takes just from the Ghost himself. So that's going to be pistol round here for Team Liquid.
And showcasing that they're pretty comfortable with the defensive aggression side of this. Come on, Nats, combine it together, pushing up. They had a good defense over here towards Art as well. Bit of a whiff there right at the start that I missed on Simon's Haunt. Simon bounced it off some kind of object around the map and it just landed back in A main, which is not what they were going for.
Nice shots here.
I'm just showcasing as well that, listen, EDG might have had 2 weeks, I think, to try and prepare this composition, but still, it's going to be some growing pains.
We don't know when Team Liquid started playing this comp either.
It's very true.
So it's possible that both teams have been working on it for a while.
Yeah.
Neither of them love Pearl.
This is so risky by Camo, man. Listen, not an eco, but or at least against the eco. Don't want to give away the gun too early. Just gets the kill and gets himself out. Bit of pressure now over towards A.
Take a look at Nobody, wandering his way down B long. I think you'll see this a lot from this guy. Not a conventional way of playing the Tejo, but he loves going for these kind of attack side lurks, no matter what initiator he's playing. But he gets collected this time by Paditek. That's the kind of play that I think gives you a little bit of information as the IGL for how much you can get away with in the future.
Kang was hard inserted there just at the beginning of the round, I think. Hoping that Team Liquid potentially rotate off. They're making their way over towards B. Flash gets the acknowledgement, so Paddy now knows he's going to be facing all sorts of these players, but backs himself away after just receiving the one he's low though.
Just wants to play his life in this spot.
Yeah.
Play for the reinforcements.
Make it awkward. If he can deny the plan as well, it'll be good, and he does do just that. So, it's 2 on the board, flawless here for Team Liquid.
I hear Fade has trouble sleeping.
Eyes are going to be fully on Kang for this Yoru, but also Nats on the other side. I know a mad stat. It's only the 6th time Kang has ever played Yoru, and it's also only the 7th time Nats has ever played Chamber, which, considering that they've been around in the scene for so long, and these have been options that you could go to. We've had our metas for, I mean, now is really the meta for Yoru, but we've certainly had our Chamber metas in the past. Not the kind of players that have opted into it. Here's a big A main fight.
Yeah, you're going to see this fight taking place. Guns in hand, Team Liquid. Going to try and save the day themselves, but Camo just saves his own life in the process. Backs himself out. Barely alive on 17 health. Gives up the A side for EDG here, but it's 3 versus 3.
Team Liquid will be fairly happy with that clash. I mean, they were the ones with a bit worse weaponry.
Going re-exploring.
A lot of it came down to Patty there. Had to win that fight, I think, and keep some arc control.
Sees up and over the top here. Simon potentially looking to reposition off of it. He's worried though. Potentially worried about main. I think he might have just heard that one. Yeah, the TP. So he's got his eyes trained onto the spot. Camo almost winning that one out, but with one left, standing headhunter in hand for Nats himself. Can't quite get it done there. So EDG get that round on the board. No bonus round conversion here for Team Liquid.
Yeah, trading out pretty heavily over towards A main, making sure that they get these kills off the back of the Tejo drone. Little bit whiffy there from the Liquid players. They'll be hoping for a better occurrence. But also important to note, Chishu has got off the bat here really strong. I mean, he was amazing on split as well. I think he ended up being the highest performing fragger for EDG, but he's got his Vice ult online for round 4. So an opportunity now to break Team Liquid's economy by getting some good value out of this. And Team Liquid are trying to deny him mid.
Again, just creeping up onto the angles. Similar play. Kamek can try and afford this one, but Kamek can't afford to be losing his life. Not in that spot. And now a rapid go around. Thorns are going to be popped off Paddy. There's pressure on him. It's going to be tested, but oh my, no one watching for that potential option. Off to the side, it's a steel guard and let loose. Makes his way across into the site and a shorty into the hands of Paddy. Tries to earn himself that upgrade, not that it would have been much help in the end. Still trying to maintain control and shut them down in through lane. Team Liquid, every avenue accounted for.
And that having missed the timing in mid completely. I mean, they thought that with Camo taking that walkout into mid, it wasn't possible for EDG to be in B-Link that fast. That's why you see Kamek just running away at the very start of the round. This timing, Kamek thinks that mid is secure because of Camo's information. Yeah. But it's this refight into B-Link from Camo and Paditek that squeezed EDG. And that's also kind of flying in this spot, top heaven.
Let's go, boys. Round by rounds. I need one.
Taking that back.
Basically the same idea again here for Liquid. This time Nats gets punished holding that angle.
Saw plenty of thrifties on the other side of things here, but maybe EDG's time. to shine. And Camo, he's got that get out of jail free card. A little up to use it, but at this point, you've already lost 2 of your players. Horns lay it down in through lane. Paddy was going to be slowing down a potential approach. EDG did set their sights over towards it, but calling for a pause.
Yeah, and think about this from nobody's perspective. On a prior eco round, he realized nobody was fighting B. There was no resistance there. This time, though, Paddytech is pushed up to pillar.
This is so brave.
He could get run down.
Yeah, he absolutely could. He's just spotted
Uh-oh.
the players.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is problem. Territory, dimensional drift. Yeah, that's the danger, man. Knife out. You've been playing Europe, you've been bracketing it, and Kangkang showing a bit of promise on it. We could take that timing. The rip into the ult without Camo. He's hoping to do a bit more damage. Kangkang, though, he is the danger in this one. 3 already in it. Make it 4. It's a cherry on top and a Thrifty. Presented by MasterCard.
And if you were expecting a nice, clean game between these teams, I mean, first of all, I would ask, have you been watching them so far at kickoff? Because they've certainly shown the ability to get real down in the mud at times. But this game, even more so than Split potentially, which went 18-16, back and forward, eco rounds all over the place. This map, I think, is actually worse in both teams' map pool than Split. And they're playing new comps for the first time. So the potential for chaos is so high.
Listen, I thought we were going to get a breather into this map, but clash after clash and engagements here. I mean, Nats has just hopped his way back up onto the Ang.
That is a great shot as well. 1 bullet, Headhunter, takes out Kangkang. Surely EDG are not going to lose an anti-eco.
Surely no back-to-back Thrifties.
And Nats, he's picked up the op, which means now he can hold this angle over towards B. That allows Paddytech to rotate over towards mid. Team Liquid can go either stack A or go for some kind of info re-exploration throughout mid.
Makes a lot of sense. They are giving up a lot of mid control, though. But Team Liquid obviously still on the weaker buy, so they're not going to be worried too much about that. Just hoping that Nats can get a bit of info. Nats is hearing, I think, a bit of util being used out towards lane, so he's set his sights over towards that angle, and there's that level of awareness. You can see Team Liquid holding possible little nooks and crannies. Horn flying forwards. This is going in multiple different directions, trying to pull rotations and players away, but there's still one to be anchoring. This is it in through the back of the side. Kiko, Sheriff, rattling off the shots. Can't quite get that one done. Still with the steel guard, and maybe there's a little bit more, but gonna have to opt into the secondaries now. And EDG on equal footing with these Liquid players. Sidestep in. Happy feet. Paddytech, short work.
The post plant here, though, should be really good from EDG, especially with this kill from Simon.
No one's watching. The mid looks.
That's cleaned up. Salvo's available. Armageddon as well, if things do get truly ridiculous.
Salvo's for the first tap.
But I think that's the win con here for Team Liquid, is get the ult out. Make nobody scared.
The tap, gotta believe that they could be off of this one. Still with the Armageddon committed. That's Simon gone. He's dusted. Out towards the back here. Rifle's gonna be picked up. The time ticking away here. And with the damage done, listen, precision, not necessary.
The guns,
But
the
EDG, gotta keep these weapons, no celebrating.
All good.
All good, all good, all good.
All good. You see nobody hopping around at the end there. You know he's going for the fist bumps.
Yeah.
Okay, so EDG managed to navigate an anti-eco situation, but they did have to burn pretty big ultimates. They used the Fade ult to fake over towards B, just to be able to get the plant down, and then they had to use Armageddon in the post, so a spot here where Liquid have got an opportunity. Things are settling down again, rifles online. But it's pretty much a must-win round here for the defenders from EMEA. But in previous rounds, or in future rounds, they're going to need to use the Sova too. I mean, Trent does this amazingly for G2, where he's always regaining information in A main. Those are the details that can get missed when you copy somebody else's comp.
These are the liberties afforded to you when you're playing onto the Yoru, but that drone... Wait a second.
Surely.
No way.
Surely.
No way. No clearance at all, and he's got the hell out of there!
That's rough. I mean, that is just a straight-up error from nobody. That's one of the main angles that you need to be checking. I don't know how he doesn't think about that. And this looks like Shishu's going to go walkabouts. Master v Apprentice.
Uh-oh. We'll see who ends up on top. Oh, yep.
He took the teleport.
He did.
Perfect timing.
Back. Meanwhile, into the smoke. That's Paddy. Watchful eye onto it. Contact plays called out, all baited out, and the spike retrieved, but a lot more to do from this point if you are Smoggy, and Chichu's on the opposite side of the map.
I mean, this round has gone disastrously for EDG.
Yeah.
From beginning to end. A small error. And it only takes a small error, but you have to be looking for the Yoru and the Chamber all the time. I mean, one of the biggest strengths of this composition on defense is that the Yoru and Chamber can be playing on such weird angles because they have that ability to get out.
I'll say, I mean, it's a good presence of mind, I think, from Liquid as well. Camo in that spot.
left.
I'm not sure who was helping him out onto the site, but not breaking the drone there
Yeah.
to not give away his position. Smoggy, you going to make a go at this one with 20 seconds left? I don't think so. Chichu's on the opposite side of the continent, so unlikely.
And to shoot nobody a little bit of bail as well.
10 seconds
What he
left.
was doing with the drone was hard clearing pillar. And pillar's a pretty common position for the Chamber to be playing because you've got the range with your teleport to be able to get out to Jenny. And so that was probably what was going through nobody's head. It's not just that he's oblivious.
The telly working? You could do some drawing. Come out. Some educating.
I could. But alas, we're not actually in America's brand.
I didn't even know if we had a telly, mate. I'm going to be honest. I was just saying it. Yeah.
This positioning inside the smoke as well, not what EDG were anticipating or expecting.
Here.
Kamik started the previous round droning out through Art, which is weird when you already have the trademark there.
Yeah.
I think maybe just trying to push them back from early breaking that piece of info. Mats is going to get posted up again. He missed the timing on Chichu's lurk last time. But there's that drone, finding the Yoru, pushing the Yoru back with the salvos.
Breaking the thorns in the process. Camo waiting for the time to strike. Is the util being expended? They're going straight up the gut. Okay, EDG making it awkward for Team Liquid.
Kamik gets pushed out, but Kankang needs an escape lever and has to go so far away from the rest of the team. This is going to end in an A split, and Nat still has A main control.
Kiko about to be tested. He's going to try and push back this assault that's about to be occurring here. Nats with that A main control. And again, he could be a playmaker. He could be the man of the match, but okay.
He shot the clone.
He did indeed, and Kankang obliged in return. Kiko's still alive and kicking out towards the back here. The Salvos might just push him out of position. No, not quite. They're not going to clear him. He can just spam himself through the wall. There's 40 seconds left roughly into the round. Camo lets it loose with a dimensional drift, and the crosshair placement. It's impeccable. It's perfect. And from Team Liquid across the board, more than ready for it.
Look at that sad cosmic divide towards the end from Smoggy, hoping that the rest of the team was still going to be alive.
Yeah.
That shows you a difference in tempo. EDG were hoping that they could slowly get in, use their ultimate, and Team Liquid forced the fight. EDG not ready for it, even with Kankang picking up the op and holding towards Flowers. He misses the shot,
Enemy remaining.
goes down, and Camo and Kamik come up with the goods. EDG here are going to take a tag timeout to figure out what to do about this. And to EDG's credit, even though this is their map pick, you have no idea what Team Liquid are cooking here.
No. I think VOD review and prep, which they wouldn't have expected this comp, I think, coming out for this match here.
But also, think about where the Chamber currently has the teleport. You could put it there, or you could put it 2 meters to the left and dodge a salvo. And that's not really the case on maps like Abyss. It has to be in one specific spot.
That's true.
On this map, there's a little bit more variety with where you can put the TPs.
But he not going to be making the same mistakes. Nat's exploring out towards mid.
And one big tool that EDG have to work with is this dimensional drift. Kankang will be able to run some kind of big, fast exec, or by the look of it, possibly even a fake.
I mean, the spike's nowhere near, so...
And he's got the teleport gate crash over in spawn, so this, I think, is a B fake into A.
Okay.
It's
Pulls out
just
the wall.
No, it's a...
They're going to go back into B.
Yeah, they're going back into B here, aren't they?
Paddy, though, has been proactive with this flash onto the back wall. And it looks like he might want to go for it. Double flash play with a dart on top of it. Triggers onto the first one. Paddy doesn't have it. It's on cooldown for now, but it's going to be that dimensional drift, and here it is. Kankang spotting out these players. Multitudes at that. Let's it rip. He's let loose now into the back of the hall, so he's carved out a bit of a path for his team to play in here. Simon with that plan. It's nothing to push that one back either, so Team Liquid going into the retake here, but already going players down. It's topsy-turvy for Liquid. What was looking like potentially a good setup, but they're just losing fights outright.
Chichu was set up on that B-Link lurk, Team Liquid gonna commit to this? They would lose the
I don't think
operator.
so, not with the operator in hand. You need a
It
kill.
looks like they're going forwards though.
I think this is trolling ever so slightly. Kamek though might be making me eat my words. I'm all here for it. Give us a game. Making a go. Still off to the side. Kamek still doing damage as well, but time is ticking. And this is where the problems arise. Backing himself away. Smoggy's on for an ace. And Nats does not want to give it to him.
No, there's no world in which Smoggy gets his ace here. Nats is backpedaling as fast as his little legs will take him. The op saved, so disaster averted. And Team Liquid still have the money to be able to work with, so they did a little bit of damage there to EDG's economy, but overall, these two picks that came out, I mean, that one is a bit ridiculous, isn't it? Paddytech falling and B-Link just on a crack angle.
Yeah.
Brutal. And a very slow controlled round considering that EDG ran into that one with a Euro ultimate.
That's a nice change of pace, isn't it?
Yeah.
Catch my breath a bit from that first match.
They're going to push up towards B long to start here, Team Liquid, while Nats collects any kind of reaction in mid.
Perched up, just onto the box, and unexpected is the angle. So Kang just wades right into it.
That you actually do need to respect that. When you see teams that are pretty good at Pearl, they'll be walking in there with a Prowler. They won't just be face-checking that angle. I think that's a bit of an error from Kang, especially playing against a comp that has two people that are playing on unorthodox spots. It's going to be much harder for EDG to pull off this A split now.
EDG managed to walk their way up through most of the way, so they've got a lot of util saved, ready for the rainy day, which might be around about now. Okay, Salvo's in through the back, doesn't clear most of it. It was a shot rattled off from the op, so might put the fear of God in them.
One thing that EDG did a lot in China with their previous composition is this kind of pathing where they go down art and then through mid back into B-Link. And it can be really difficult to defend against. It's an uncommon pathing from the attack side, but this time, Team Liquid had nobody there. It's not like you could catch Nats or Kamek holding over.
I'm a bit confused at EDG's game plan as well, though.
They were just looking for a pick for the last 30 seconds. They haven't found one. They've got to end in an A split or
left.
save. Those are the only options available to them, and I assume they're going to give it a go. They have the money.
20 seconds to clear out these players towards the backside of pit, though. They're going to be problems. Smoggy with a plan, anything to push it back. It's a Hunter's Fury, but guess what? He's committing it. Smoggy, hey up. Narrowly avoiding it. One burst connects, but not the second or the third, so he's still alive here to play a bit forwards, but the positioning is expected. Predictable. Kiko happy to capitalize, and he takes it one step forward. Camo up onto the flank, dodging, juking. Chichu can't see a bloody thing. Blind as anything, yet still wins that fight out. Dominates the angle. It's important to control A main, and Simon with the slam bloody dunk.
A 2v4 for EDG in a round where they looked lost and clueless. How have they done that? Utterly remarkable from Chishu. I think Camo is going to be kicking himself for how he played that fight in A main. He was so timid. He full blinded Chishu about 3 different times. Double flashed and with the clone. And he was just so timid to take the fight.
Yeah.
He was waiting for Paddytech to pinch and pincer. And Chishu killed them both. And then Simon leaps out of a smoke and somehow we're at 5-5. What is going on in this game?
Get the individuals when you watch EDG. EDG stepping up to the challenge, up through mid here. Close quarters action. Nazi was cutting it up close. Still down and out, and these players are just flooding into mid. Anything to stem the bleeding.
Nazi. What a shot. A 2v4 in one direction, maybe a 2v5 possible. And it would be a big blunder from EDG to allow this round to slip.
Can't split up too much though. They've left Chichu essentially alone. He's on an island up through mid. He's going to be trying to get information himself, but Kiko also is not holding anything back, of course. He wants to get a gun for himself, and he will. Recycling in process.
This should speed things up for EDG. They know that somebody's heavy on the flank. They've still got a 4v2 post plan. It really looks impossible here, especially with the way that EDG
30
were
seconds
shooting
left.
at the start of this round.
Spike planted.
Look, I want to go for it. Okay, Simon, watchful eye, off onto the flank.
One enemy remaining.
Good crosshair placement. Predicts exactly where Paddy's going to be walking straight back into him. Kiko just being stalled out, swamped with util. only missing the kitchen sink, and it's going to be that triple face towards the end. So lead just by the 1 round here for EDG, but
Last round
It still feels
in
as
the
back and
half.
forth as Split was.
it does, yeah.
I remember back to Split thinking Team Liquid could run away with the first half here. And then EDG made a resurgence towards the end in a pretty similar manner to what we've just seen. Pulling off that 2v4, potential backbreaker for Team Liquid. And here, I think pushing mid on the eco round is probably the most standard, expected thing you could do. Potential to run some kind of elaborate fake setup here with EDG's ults they have online.
Drone going out.
But just starting things off early, trying to clear these spots, jumping up, clearing the pillar,
Timing! Kangkang still steps up. Single-handedly dismisses Nats there.
Good try from Nats though.
Yeah. We'll respect it. Salva's going to be used to clear the way, mostly. Tight corners. Breaks up any potential Thorn, Util. Could impede this potential hit, but it's all just a bit of presence. Fake pressure at that, recall, and a refight called at that. Kangkang, he's got a bloody dart in his face.
But he's
I think
left
not
nobody.
quite. He has, with the spike in hand. It's a bit of a bailout. Team Liquid don't even realize how lucky they potentially were. And going walking and exploring out towards the lane. It's Chichu ripping Kamek's head off.
This is going to be so tough for Liquid, even with the ults that they have online here. Cosmic Divide is obviously great for going for a retake, but Paddy is so far away. Might even get caught in mid by Simon on the lurk. I don't know why Simon's been hard lurking with Nightfall.
Angle, Salvo as well. Comes about here. Players almost lining up for it, but EDG going for that clean sweep or attempting for it. Paddy still alive off to the side, and he has that Steel Guardian. It's the final round. You might as well expend it, and he's getting the move on at that. Lets it loose. Unleashed now and takes the fight before they can even get ready for the setup. It's a 2v1.
Does he think about Chishu being behind?
I mean, this is just so damn unlikely. Pull just for that first tap. Paddy's got so many obstacles to navigate, and of course he doesn't expect it. A wraparound from on high. Chichu, the IGL himself, delivering that 2-round lead.
Switching sides.
A 7-5 half and a big recovery. A big recovery. And Chishu is 13-5. What a monster he's been today. Making sure that Nats has been put on notice.
Enemy remaining.
EDG bringing a bit of passion, a bit of fury as well, showing that they are the reigning champs themselves. And we'll see just how far they can take it on the other side.
Against this, you just end up running into trademark, running into the wall. But Liquid are going to need some big results from Camo.
Delayed horn from Simon. He's looking for that mid-round information towards A, and it wasn't broken, so options for Kangkang if he wanted to go for that deep push, but mid is the goal here for Team Liquid. Drone sets the sight over towards at least lane, but it's Art that's really getting contested.
There.
They didn't clear nobody in B Link, but Nats has found this walk up over towards B.
So damn deep here.
There is a vice wall, of course, so he can't full commit to it, but he knows where Chishu is now. And that is...
Yeah. Chichu giving the plot away here, and it's just a call for the 3-2-1 swing out from the players to the wall triggered. That's an attempt of a timing by Kiko. He's going to make a go of it. Still, he's trapped, tight to the corner once more, and EDG barely removing this guy, but still finding the value, and as the wall fades away, Nats ensures that nobody's going to be fading to black. Kangkang barely there. Flash backs himself out.
They have to go back and get the spike at
They
this
do.
point still.
It's miles away.
And look at where Patty is. I mean, Patty and Nats could not be more disconnected from each other. And Kangkang looking great here on this pistol round.
It's a lovely one.
Determined to have EDG run away with a 2-0 to start at Bangkok. They have read that Nats is rotating, and I don't think it's a bad read. Because otherwise he abandoned Paddy Tech, and that is what happened, but they had to go and get the spike. EDG are not reading into the fact that Team Liquid just left the spike in the shops.
It does leave Nats an open plant, an open site here. EDG look to play this one together. Simon has Haunt as well, so it's good util to clear out potential corners, and as long as you play together with that discipline and trade each other out, in theory, should go well, but you are up against Nats himself, and this guy, he's a menace.
It looks like it's planted for back halls. When do they decide to use the Haunt?
Beautiful, but timinged. Simon sticking, diffuse, potential half, and it's not quite planted for him, so the stick all the way through into the end! And it's Simon who saves the day for him. Nats, consolation prize with the kills at the end. Still, pistol round is what EDG are going to be happy with.
It's a net profit there, using the headhunter bullet to get the kill. This pinch, well played by the EDG players. It's such a weird one, because Nats knows where Chichu is, calls for a crunch onto him, but then doesn't commit through the wall with Kiko. They get separated. And I think some of these coordination errors are starting to make a big difference. The fact that we haven't seen these two comps match tested from these teams. There's promise for sure in terms of them both having great records here on Pearl potentially, but the details are getting missed in some of these rounds.
That's a suppression onto Paddy. Looking his way around. This is very much almost desperation in terms of the buy, but what is occurring here? Smoggy walking around. Okay, one player dealt with, removed from the side. Chichu can't be asleep at the wheel into that spot. He's got the supplementary util at least to try and help him out. Asawos, so there's no pushback, but there's a pull into their face and they're all blind as anything. Spamming away, vulnerable dump. Can the judge even save you here? It's Nats making a good go. My God, they put him into a bloody blender.
EDG, though, still coming out with the results in the midst of all of that chaos. The shock into the pool felt like it should have been able to kill both of those EDG defenders. And that gamble of going, as you had pointed out, for the force buy, I mean, it was such a bad force.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought the HUD bugged out.
It was such
I genuinely,
a bad force.
I didn't want to comment on it because I didn't think that they would actually go for that.
Like one of the camo half bought, some of the others had full armor ghost.
Brother, they're losing the plot. Don't bring out the goo. I mean, dude, come on. First match.
It does kind of feel like Team Liquid are losing it here.
Yeah. Please do not bring out the Elmers. Camo, kills to be found. Oh my! Simon, can you save the day? Put up a bit of a stand against this one. Cuts it up close. My God, the smoke was just blooming.
The hero rifle's actually, it's doing it. The fact that Camo saved on the previous round now gives him the bulldog that might win them round 15.
Too soon, apparently. Still, Chichu
Spike down.
cuts it up to the side there, and Kiku just taking a few bullets stray. Camo not long behind him. 10-5. EDG steamrolling.
It's a gamble from Liquid. When they go down 8-5, deciding to go for the force, not willing to go down by 4, and now they're down by 5 because the risk, the gamble did not pay off. I don't understand what the read is there necessarily. They must have thought that nobody was playing tucked up over towards double doors.
Some interesting moments.
Yeah, some bizarre moments in this one.
And the enemy
5 to 10. Can they pull this lead back a little? Feels like EDG are running away with it.
What's the buy even looking like? I mean, at least Nats has the ult, so danger in the hands of these Team Liquid players, but Kankang's immediately just taking out Paddy. Up over towards A main, moving a potential position to play in. Rejoining and regrouping with the rest of his team. EDG have got that pack mentality now, looking to clear the way out through mid. Nobody's alone, essentially, taking this fight. I mean, they all are, man.
This is the spike just dropped in the middle of mid.
Doing?
Team Liquid have got a decent read on the fact that B is being played for retake. They should have that info. They've seen it on the pistol. They've seen it kind of by dying at double doors and dying in art. And yet, not really respecting EDG's ability to fight in mid.
No.
The Liquid players have talked before about having a feel for the game. And when they feel like they've got the rhythm of what's going on, they get the timings, they feel good, they feel confident, they're playing together. Here, this round was an example of the exact opposite.
Yeah, they're not quite hearing the drums, are they?
Nats is going to give it a go, but there's 15 seconds. It's not even possible to get the spike out.
Exactly.
But, I mean, Nats has got a free gun, so you might as well.
Look a bit flashy into the tail end of the round.
His own slow betraying him there, though, from the tour de force, and it's Looking like a bit of a limp end to this.
Oh, nobody?
Oh, that's
You pulled that
brutal.
one from. Doing tricks on him.
EDG running away with things right now. Team Liquid need to revitalize all of the energy that was in the air for Split. And the way in which that ended, it's been sucked out the room.
There is so much individuality occurring from Team Liquid. And like you said, you know, they feel like when they've got a rhythm and a feel for the flow of the game, they're taking liberties, they're getting quirky with it. Contact walking up, always as a pack usually as well, finding the gaps and timings, but EDG in control. Thrifty, or do you want to invest fully, but they are half in, half out?
That is so strange, because it's not even like Nats has his ult in the next round. That's a weird one.
I wouldn't hate a full investment when Camo has the Dimensional Drift.
No. I mean, also, I wouldn't hate just Camo running a shorty, basically, and trying to get a pick.
Going for it. Instead, he's going to be sent straight to the dirt.
I mean, that's a nice coordinated play from EDG, though, realizing that this pressure's been coming through B. They clear it out. Defense reclear is good for both teams in that area of the map. Team Liquid, though, not in position to react.
Yeah. Simon. Slightest of jiggle gives the confirmation with that info. Thorns popped off at a moment's notice there. EDG were very much ready for this one now. Turning into the A split with a Cosmic Divide. Splits the way, gives a bit of safety in terms of the plant.
Planted.
Taking that back.
And a plant that can't be spammed as well. Very open. Kang looking for information.
Yeah, Cosmic Divide of his own. So sets them up now for the retake. He's trying to spot a few
Hasn't
of these
seen
players. Hold on, seen one. Not much more past it. Oh my god, what an overextension! And Kamek returns with the fire. There's that trade. Earns a rifle as well, just for his troubles, but the dart dealt with. Chichu. Watchful eye onto a multitude of these players, and he's cleaned up almost single-handedly. This guy running rampant now, and EDG, the safety in numbers. Simon with the defuse, fully sticking this away. The weaponry just not even there for Padatech.
12-5, EDG. A clear difference here in this second half of Pearl. Not even close.
Yeah, it's not.
And they are, Team Liquid are actually going to be able to scramble together a buy here towards the end. That 750 credits that they were keeping in the bank has just been enough. Thanks to getting the plant down. And any kill money that they were able to acquire as well. It's just enough to get Nats a Guardian and Camo light armor rifle. So they haven't completely trolled their economy, but they are going to need 7 rounds in a row on a half where they haven't even got one yet.
Yeah, Sisyphean at best, isn't it? A boulder might just be crushing you. Kang sees it. It's a dimensional drift though, so okay, Camo's going to be safe here. Spotting out 2 of the players, including the operator. Kang's backing out. Chichu, he was dropped, so that means their setup on B does go down. Team Liquid have cracked this one open. Camo to hold on to the space towards back halls. Can't give up too many easy kills. Kang with the operator. Going to be difficulty in that. Hunter's Fury, Simon just predicts incorrectly. Sidesteps into the wrong direction. Smoggy. It's going to be fading away here. It's a stun with good connection at that. It's going to be onto the second player, but pulls it back in a round. It's going to be the TP to evacuate. Salvo's in through, into back halls. No one able to capitalize just from the player's position. So Team Liquid get the round win and still are alive in this series.
Yorowell ended up being super important there for them to crack into this in the first place. Padatech is running all the way around the world right now to try to get rid of this op. And look at him sprinting around, hoping to find Kang, saving that weapon somewhere. Can he get it? Gets a bullet for his troubles.
Yeah.
I'll tear through.
This has provided a little bit of a cushion for Team Liquid to work with. They're not going to be hurting in terms of their eco. Going to be able to get guns up and online.
1 round at a time is what it takes.
Chichu contesting against the Yorowell is really bold. I think at this point they were just kind of disrespecting Liquid. They'd won 5 rounds in a row on their defense side. They weren't scared of them. So back to the kind of regular defensive setup from EDG. Nobody on B. And I don't mean the player, I mean literally not a soul. Not a soul on B.
Happy to leave it. Getting proactive with the flash on top of it, so no acknowledgement. Oh, it's a blind spot. It's a blind spot, yet still an adjustment. Reactions off the charts from Kang.
Oh, that's gross. And they've triple pushed out main as well. So Kiko is alone in mid.
Concealment.
Does he get cleared? Does he get pinched?
Here comes the slow squeeze, and he's not aware of that. Snaps to the back of the head. That's execution star from nobody.
And this looks like A sad end for Liquid.
Steel Garden for Steel Garden. See the shorties in play. Armageddon at least, trying to buy some space. Oh my God, Paddy, what the hell are you playing at? Pushing right into the fray, right into the enemy's face. There's 2 left to stand here. Kamek try and carve out some space alongside Camo, and it done just that with a couple of kills of their own, but it's just 1 left to stand. 1v2, Nightfall. No more sound cues. It's pure reactions. Just the aim in your eyes that you can lean on and try and rely on. Earns himself the 1 to the 1v1, but Swoggy saves the day, and EDG shut it down before it just gets away. 13-6, 2-0 finish.